Hater. Oh yeah, Hater.
Good morning, Falcons fans. My name is Patrick Seals, and welcome to the 2023 Atlanta Falcons season predictor. It is 4 days away from Falcon football. We are 1 day away from the Chiefs and the Lions kicking us off tomorrow on Thursday night primetime football. I myself am happy to be here, man. It's been a long off season. We done had a lot of ups and downs. We had to go through preseason. We had to go through the off season. We had to go through the draft, free agency, training camp, and now we're officially 4 days away from the big shindig that is known as the Atlanta Falcons season. That's right, I got a poster behind me right now, man. My best friend Ace Elam, the person who made my beats, he gave me this poster probably about I don't know, 8 years ago, and I'm just not getting some use out of it. Thanks, Ace, for this lovely poster. It's not gonna be here every video, believe that. It's not gonna be there every video because I'm not a scientist, you know what I mean? I can't put it in an exact location every time. It might be crooked, it might be upside down, inverted, whatever. So take it in now. It's a glorious flag. It's a glorious picture. It's a glorious symbol of what our organization represents, that black on red. I love it so much, man. So yes, I'm Patrick Seals. I got a busy month coming up, you know what I mean? I just came back from Chattanooga last night. I'm going to Athens tonight for a show. Y'all subscribe to everything I got going on, man. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon. It don't matter. Just subscribe to it. Support your boy. I'm gonna put my Cash App in the bio so y'all can drop me some few dollars so I can get some maintenance work done on my car or just get my gas tank filled up. So with that being said, I've gotten everything out of the way. Let's get down to the Falcon football. So we kick our season off this Sunday against the Carolina Panthers in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I think we can win this game, man. They have a rookie quarterback starting for them. Of course, we only have a second-year quarterback starting for us. But I like our chances in this game, man. We've been working very hard all offseason. Our defense looks revamped. They look energized. And I like the pieces that we have on offense. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Cordell Patterson when he's healthy, Desmond Ridder. I like this other wide receiver that we got, Mac. I can't think of his name, but Mac, he'd be a perfect complement to Drake London as long as he don't fumble. We're going to be a good team this season. I think that we can get the Carolina Panthers. Like I said, they starting a rookie quarterback first year. We're going to give him a chance to put him underneath the turf. Let's do that. Let's put him underneath the turf and win this ball game, man. I predict us to win this game, so let's see. I also predict us to win against the Green Bay Packers, who will be facing week 2 in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Of course, all our games at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. We don't have any primetime games. The only game that is slightly averted is the London game, and I'll get to in a moment. But for these Packers, they no longer have Aaron Rodgers. Yes, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. They're a completely different organization than it was 2-3 years ago. Everybody is brand spanking new. Jordan Love, he's supposed to be the franchise quarterback, but we're going to see where he's at right now. I think the Falcons can get a W on this Jordan Love character because they also don't have Devontae Adams. They're a completely different team, and the Green Bay Packers, they're unrecognizable to any NFL fan right now, so I like the Falcons' chance of beating Green Bay in Atlanta. So week 3, we have the Detroit Lions. We're going to go face Detroit in Detroit, and I also think we can win this game too. A lot of people have been hyping up the Detroit Lions. They're kicking off the NFL season tomorrow for some reason. I don't know why. I think the Atlanta Falcons can get them. They have Jared Goff as a quarterback. We got their cornerback. We picked up one of their cornerbacks in free agency, Jeff Okudah, that they drafted first in the first round. And I think we can get these dudes, man. They still the Detroit Lions. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady is not that, so I think we can get them. In week 4, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have our game in London that will come on at 9:30, and I think we can get the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time we was in London, we won against the New York Jets, and last time we played the Jacksonville Jaguars, we also won with them. But I'm going to tell you something, though. They got a completely different team for the last time we played them. They got Trevor Lawrence. They got Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley would definitely be looking to make a huge impact on his former team. And I think that this is where we get our first L of the season. That's right, a London game, 9:30. I think this is the game that we got. You know what I mean? It's going to be the first game that we see in the season. Jacksonville Jaguars just went to the playoffs with Travis Etienne. They're a loaded team on defense, offense, and I think we're going to lose that game. So the next game we have will be against the Houston Texans in Atlanta. Of course, they will be playing their rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud, and the other first-round draft pick, Will Anderson. I still like our chances against these guys right here, man. Even though they got some studs in the draft, I still like these odds that the Atlanta Falcons Falcons have, man. CJ Stroud, he's a great quarterback. Ohio State, he gave Georgia some trouble in the Peach Bowl last year, but this the NFL, and I think he's going to struggle. Will Anderson, considered one of the best linebackers / pass rushers in the draft this year, and I still like our chances against these fellas, man. So the Atlanta Falcons don't disappoint me, even though you're probably going to do that anyways, but I still like our odds against the Houston Texans, so I'm going to give us the W on this one. Now, the next game after this, the Comanchos, these fellas, I'm so sick and tired of these guys, man, because we've been losing to these people for the past 2-3 years that we've been playing them. Since they changed their name, we haven't gotten a W on them, and I would like to finally get a W on these people. I don't even know who their quarterback is, some dude they got from a grocery store, but I think this is the year that we finally get our W back on the Kumpampos. We haven't been able to do it with Matt Ryan. We haven't been able to do it with Marcus Marmalade. And now we finally get Desmond Ridder in here. We can see what he can do against this stout defense. This is Chase Young's make or break year right here. He was projected to be one of the great NFL players coming into the season, to the NFL when he first got drafted from Ohio State. Injuries has hampered his growth and his progress down, but I still think that he's a stud. He can possibly go off on anybody they line him up against. I think that we can beat him. I do. I think we can beat the Commanders, man. They still have a good defense. They don't have the best offense in the world, and they play in a rough division. But I think the Falcons can sneak a W against these people. They play sound football, don't make too many turnovers, remember the fundamentals, and remember, score more points than the other team. So at this point in the season, the Falcons will be 5-1 if they win against the Commanders. And then after that, we have our second division game of the season against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. But wait, there's a twist now, because they no longer have the late, great Tom Brady. I'm going to already give him the late pass because he's dead to me. Tom Brady's dead. I don't want to see him play football ever again. And so I don't even know who their quarterback is going to be. It might be Kyle Trask. It might be Baker Mayfield. Who knows? Who cares? But I still think that we can beat the Camoon-Pomes and give them those dreaded memories that they have of Matt Ryan demolishing their team because Tom Brady is gone again and they have no savior. They still have a loaded offense with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and so forth. They got a good offense. They just don't have a quarterback. Their defense has been falling apart for a couple years. Devin White, Levante David, all these guys, man, they want more money. They get injured. It is what it is. It's football. But at the same time, they still have a stout defense. The Falcons will not be able to take them lightly. But I believe they will be able to get them. They have the tools and players to do it. The scheme. Arthur Smith is good at making our players do great, hiding their negatives and highlighting their positives. I liked our chances against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so I'm going to go ahead and give us the W. Now, against the Tennessee Titans, we played the Tennessee Titans in Week 8, and I believe that we're going to lose this game. Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill is still their quarterback, but they've had a good defense for the past couple years, and I think this is a bounce back year for them. They don't really have the best offense in the world because they got rid of A.J. Brown. Julio Jones doesn't play for them anymore. The best part of their team is Derrick Henry. I feel like this is Derrick Henry's last great year. This will be his last year in his prime because running backs, they don't have long, healthy careers anymore. And Derrick Henry riddled with injuries last season, and hopefully he'll be able to bounce back and have a strong, productive season. But I still think the Falcons will be taking an L on this game. I don't like to admit it, but the Falcons probably will be taking an L. We're playing Tennessee in Nashville. Yeah, I don't like our odds against that team. So against the Minnesota Vikings, I definitely don't like our odds against the Minnesota Vikings. They have Kirk Cousins. He's not one of the best quarterbacks in the world, but he is a Tom Brady-like quarterback when he plays at 1 o'clock. He is superb at 1 o'clock games. We're not playing him in prime time, so we definitely have a good chance of losing this game. And they also have one of the best wide receivers in football in Justin Jefferson, man. That dude is unstoppable. He has to be double covered at every turn. It will be a battle for A.J. Terrell versus Justin Jefferson. But the last time these two did battle, Justin Jefferson ate A.J. Terrell. He got a meal, he got a side, he got everything, man. It was not a good day for A.J. Terrell, and I think we're going to lose this game too. The Minnesota Vikings have a great defense, but they also have one of the best wide receivers in football. And yeah, I think we're going to lose this game. So at this point, we'll be 6-3 on the season, coming in to playing the Cardinals in Arizona. So this is a game I definitely think we will win. I think Arizona Cardinals will be picking in the top 5 in the draft next year. I don't even know if Kyler Murray will be healthy by this point of the season, but I definitely like our odds of beating the Arizona Cardinals. They've been on a downward spiral ever since Kyler Murray liked video games. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to have to play them, and I think we can win. We can win this game, get back in the win column after a 2-game slide, and at this point in the season, we'll be 7-3. So this next game we play on week 11. It is the New Orleans Saints, and this game is at home. It's in Atlanta, and I would so desperately want to win this game. Hey, listen to me. Stop what you're doing. Listen very closely, and maybe take some notes. Take some notes. I want to win this game. I want to win this game. The Atlanta Falcons have not beat the New Orleans Saints in Atlanta since 2017 when Deion Jones got the last-second interception to seal the deal on Drew Brees and company. I want to win this game. We got swept by New Orleans last year, and we haven't beat New Orleans in Atlanta for some years, man. It's going on almost 10 years. That's not good. That's not good at all, man. We got to get our win against the rivals at home. It's a shame that Falcons fans go home sad when they play the New Orleans Saints in Atlanta because we can't beat them. They no longer have Sean Payton. He's in Denver. They no longer have whoever else. Drew Brees. That's right. They finally, thank God he's gone. They no longer have Drew Brees. They have Jameis Winston on the backup, and they have Derek Carr starting. Derek Carr has not been able to beat the Atlanta Falcons ever in his career, and let's continue that trend, fellas. Let's get a W against the New Orleans Saints. I think we can win against the New Orleans Saints, so I'm going to go ahead and give us the W, and we'll be 8-3 on the season. So hopefully we can get this W against New Orleans Saints and finally get that monkey off our back. Desmond Ridder started his first game against the New Orleans Saints, and he did terrible. Of course, no quarterback has done good their first start in New Orleans, so hopefully we can be able to bounce back from this because Desmond Ridder, we need you to play better than you did the first time you played New Orleans Saints. All right, we have a bye week after the Saints. We have a bye week, so I guess this would be a perfect time to put in my ad break. So timestamps will be down below. If you don't want to see the ad break, just go straight back to the next video, the next game that we'll be playing, and I'll see you then. Whoa, what's up? Yeah, right, it's me, man. It's Patrick Seals. We ain't got no sponsors right now, but we working on that, man. We trying to do everything we can to get some sponsors, get some people to invest in this product. Yes, that's right. I do have my merch on sale right now. You can get a red Patrick Seals t-shirt, a black Patrick Seals t-shirt, and a white Patrick Seals t-shirt. You can also get some wristbands, $5 online. You can cash at me. You can do whatever you can to support and help me grow out my YouTube channel, man, because that's what this is all about. So if you know somebody who want to get some sponsors, want their product to be talked about, want somebody to do something fancy on the internet and make people buy their product, then come holler at your boy Patrick Seals. Message! Oh, we back, baby. Wasn't that a funny ad break? Ha ha ha. Yeah, give me some sponsors. So yes, the next game we play will be against the New York Jets. And the New York Jets have a brand new facelift. They have Aaron Rodgers starting for them at quarterback. They have a load of talent on offense and defense, especially their defense. Their defensive line is ranked one of the best defensive lines in the NFL today. And I've been watching them on Hard Knocks. Aaron Rodgers is still that dude. I don't like to admit it because I don't really like Aaron Rodgers like that for what he did to the Atlanta Falcons a long time ago. Shouldn't be mentioned. They might just beat us this year, man. New York Jets, they look like a completely different team. I didn't want to say they was going to the playoffs, but they might just go to the playoffs. They're in a rough division. They got to play the Bills on Monday Night Football to start the season off with, and they also got to face the Miami Dolphins 2 times a season with Bill Belichick in their division as well. They're built for controversy. They're built for adversity, and I think the New York Jets might just beat the Falcons, man. I don't like to admit it. I definitely don't want to say Aaron Rodgers is going to beat the Atlanta Falcons, but they might just do it, man. They got a good team over there. Aaron Rodgers is still that dude. Let's see how he feels by the time this game comes around, because it will be smack dab in the middle of the season. So if everything goes according to plan, he will be on the sideline by this point, because if he's following along the same lines as Brett Favre, he'll have an arm injury that he won't tell anybody. He'll just start throwing picks and making boneheaded decisions, and they'll lose a lot of games, but not against us, man, because I don't see the New York Jets losing to the Atlanta Falcons in New York with the brand new spanking team that they have. So, yeah, we're going to lose that game at 8-4, and the next game after that will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Atlanta, and this will be get our win back, because I do not see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating us in Atlanta. I'm sorry. They might do. Nah, I'm going to take that, because at this point, they still don't even know who their starting quarterback would be. They still have Kyle Trask, and Baker Mayfield. So I expect Baker Mayfield to be starting by this point of the season, because if they play Kyle Trask, they in for a long season. I'm telling you that now. So I do think that the Atlanta Falcons can get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They can pull off the sweep for the first time in a long time, And if they do that, best believe Patrick Seals would be one of the happiest dudes in the city of Atlanta. I'm sorry, Stockbridge, Georgia, because that is not Atlanta. Okay, so we'll be moving up to 9-4 on the season, which is not a bad record. It's not a bad record at all. It's definitely a winning season so far. Put ourselves in favorable position to win a division. We're in one of the weakest divisions in the NFL, so I like our odds on that. And we go into this game 9-4, and this is where things get a little bit tricky, because for the past couple years, the trend that we've been doing with our next opponent, the Carolina Panthers, is been splitting with them. We played the Carolina Panthers after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Carolina, and I think we're going to lose this game. We've been losing to Carolina on splits. Last year, we won at home. We lost at Carolina. Of course, that was one of Marcus Mariota's worst games he's ever gamed in at all. But you can't account for that to happen every time we play the Carolina Panthers. But of course, these are division rivals. They know us very well. A hostile environment. We go in there trying to win. Desmond Ridder, you have to be on your A game, but I don't think it's going to be enough, because I think we're going to lose against the Carolina Panthers and their team. They don't really have anybody to throw the ball to, but they do have Miles Sanders and Bryce Young. And I feel like by this time of the season, Bryce Young will definitely be in his form that he will be presenting for a duration of his career, because this is the 14th week of the season, our 13th game. But if Bryce Young isn't acclimated to the speed of the NFL by then, he'll never be. But I still think that the Falcons will lose this game, which will push us to 9-5 on the season. So the next game that we have will be against the Indianapolis Colts, a couple days before Christmas or a day before Christmas, give or take. I definitely think we can win this game. I'm sorry, Gabe. I'm sorry, but I definitely think the Atlanta Falcons can win this game. They only have Jonathan Taylor, who they're looking to trade. Jonathan Taylor is looking for a way to get up out of there. And more importantly, they had this dude, Anthony Richards, came from a very, very poor school called Florida. Have you ever heard of it? And he's trying to be one of the best quarterbacks that Florida has ever put out there, and I don't see that happening. Anthony Richards, when we played him last year, he had a couple of plays, but I forget that he played that Georgia-style defense that won a natty, but I don't think that he will have what it takes to beat these Atlanta Falcons. I don't. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I think we can take them. Of course, the Indianapolis Colts have a solid defense. They have enough to get the job done, but everybody knows that the only thing that matters in this league is scoring points and scoring a bunch of them. I don't see them doing that. They don't have a wide receiver who will take it over the top, and Jonathan Taylor's trying to get up out of there, so I don't see them winning this game. So the Atlanta Falcons will be picking up the W against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, week 16, we play the Chicago Bears in Chicago, and they kind of have a different facelift now. I said kind of, not a whole lot, just enough for you to notice. And one of the biggest facelifts that they had is they now have DJ Moore, one of the best yak receivers in the game right now. And honestly, I still don't think it's going to be enough to stop these Atlanta Falcons, because Justin Fields is getting smacked around last season. We beat them last year. It'll be another chance for Cordell Patterson to show his old team what they missed out on. And I still think that we can win against these Chicago Bears. They don't have one of the best teams in the league. They was drafted number 1 in the draft this past year, but they traded their draft pick to the Carolina Panthers. And here we are now. I think they're still going to have one of the worst teams in the league this year. Of course, they will have Justin Fields, who had over 1,000 yards rushing last year, which is incredible for a quarterback. And one of the main reasons why he had so many yards rushing is because his offensive line was garbage, poo-poo, doo-doo. That's what they were. They were poo-poo. They sucked. They got beat up. They got them hurt. That offensive line is terrible for Chicago Bears, and if they still have this starting 5 lineup of offensive linemen by the time the Atlanta Falcons play them, and they keep playing like they did this past preseason, we're going to be all over them. We're going to be all over them. Justin Fields will be tattooed underneath the turf on Soldier Field, and we can beat the Chicago Bears. Last time we was in Chicago to play a game was in 2007 when the Falcons beat the Chicago Bears, and I think we can take away the victory against these Bears again, man. So yes, I'm gonna go ahead and give us the W. And of course, our last game of the season will be against the New Orleans Saints. Something in my mind is telling me that we might lose this game against the New Orleans Saints, but my biases won't allow me to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give us this biased W that I think the Atlanta Falcons will have against said New Orleans Saints. But unfortunately, this time we'll be playing New Orleans Saints in New Orleans, and that always causes problems for Atlanta Falcons. And of course, this will be Desmond Ridder's second time making that trip to New Orleans to play, and I don't think that he'll be ready for that crowd noise. Of course, it'll be the last game of the season. By this point, hopefully, the New Orleans Saints will be completely out of playoff contention. They'll just be playing just to try and spoil us. But that does not, well, it might happen because they're the New Orleans Saints. They are one of our greatest rivals in the NFL. We have a hard time playing against them. We struggle with them mightily. Arthur Smith especially. He's only won one game against the New Orleans Saints, and that was in New Orleans with Matt Ryan, Cordell Patterson, and company. I don't think that we have the tools to beat New Orleans in New Orleans yet. I might be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I don't think we do it. I know I wrote down a W, but I'm going to put a question mark next to it because I don't really believe that W. It's a biased W. So by this point of the season, if we have 12 wins, hopefully we'll have the division locked up by then because it doesn't look like it's going to take more than 10 or 11 games to win the division. But we can't count this out. We have to be prepared for every scenario. So the Atlanta Falcons, they're going to have to probably start all their players, not sit down none of them, even though we might win a division come week 16, week 15. But that's pushing it. I say that we start all our guys for the whole season and we play with conviction and we don't give up any, lackluster W's because we can win against a lot of these teams. It's just a matter of execution, not beating ourselves, penalties, and staying healthy. One thing that we can't predict is who will get hurt and who will stay healthy. So hopefully this Atlanta Falcons, everybody in the city has been trying to manifest a playoff Super Bowl run, and I think we can do it. We ended the season strong last year. We got rid of Marcus Marmalade. We put in our future quarterback of our franchise. We built around him. We got Drake London. We got Bijan Robinson. We got Kyle Pitts. We got Cordell Patterson coming back. Tyler Algiers had 1,000 yards rushing last year. We have one of the best offensive lines running the game. Chris Lindstrom had an upgrade on his contract, and he's one of the best linemen in the game right now. He was one of the only Falcons to be in the 75th anniversary team, and I think we can do it. I'm setting myself up for a high level of disappointment, but you gotta live a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta take chances and do what the world tells you to do. Sometimes you need to go out there and sing to the birds because the birds need to be sung to. And these Atlanta Falcons need to do what they do and win us some playoff games, hopefully go to the Super Bowl. I like our chances this season. If everybody stays healthy, we play our game and we do what we do and don't let anybody else interfere with what we gotta do, we can be going home. Yes, we can be going home. Other than that, man, I'm Patrick Seals, man. Y'all like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what y'all think about this season because I think it's going to be a great season this year. I'm excited. You should be excited, too. We 4 days away, shawty. We 4 days away. Hey, until next time, I see y'all again. I'm Patrick Seals. I see y'all when I see y'all. Peace, y'all.